Okay, this will be an interesting one. I found it on the side of a footpath. It hasn't even been written on, even though it was found near the footpath, and it looks like it's been trodden on, but it hasn't been used. I don't know how it got there. We'll see if we can make this look interesting. I'm going to set it to 200. I'm going to make this look interesting. I keep saying the same shit. Sorry, folks. I keep repeating myself. Silly doofus. Oh well, whatever. Okay, we're going to switch that on. Wonder what background colour I'm going to add to this. Going with magenta. Just going to make this look interesting somehow. Okay. Just a normal, fairly standard setup for this kind of job. Just going to set this silly shedder up. Okay. Okay, let's see how we go. Alright, what is it? It is Merry Christmas. It's a Christmas card. And yet, there's nothing in there. No one's written a message, and yet you can see it's been trodden on rough ground. How it got there? Normally you find there's something in there. I think we're going to use magenta because we're going to get a lot of magenta on here. So I'm going to have to change that. But basically, yeah, it's got nothing written on it, but yet it looks like it's been used, but it hasn't been written on. So it's a very strange, a bit enigmatic, a bit mysterious, but you get that. We're just going to go yellow, the happy colour, which is the colour of this card, incidentally. So I'm thinking we're going to leave it like that. We're going to make it look more interesting, I hope. But yeah, Christmas time. It's coming up soon. I think it's less than a month away. It's less than 2 months away. It's still more than a month, but it's less than 2 months away. So yeah, it's a nice little timely reminder that Christmas is nearly here. I don't normally celebrate it much. I'm all by myself. I'm not with my future husband Luigi, who I love dearly, and he's the only one that can make me feel happy. He's the only companion that I've got, but I can't find him, so I'm basically busy making these demos. I'm pretty sure he will turn up once I've done my dash on YouTube and that, and other media that I can tap into, because I really want to make a difference with my videos. I want to focus on what I'm capable of doing and not what I'm disabled at, because I've got disabilities, and sometimes these disabilities tend to take centre stage, and it really annoys the fuck out of me, because I just want to be recognised for what I'm talented at, not just because I can't work in a normal job. I can't work in a normal job and hold it down. I don't want to basically be judged just because I can't do a normal workplace. I want to be recognised for what I'm doing here on these photocopiers that I use. I've used heaps of different equipments, but this is my main. Well, this is the only one I could afford. I can't afford a full studio full of them, however much I'd like to. But basically, yeah, I just have to try my best to try. It's expensive. Doing this shit is really expensive, folks. It takes up a lot of my money, and I don't have much money to throw around, so I have to be very careful. I have to avoid using heating in the winter and aircon in the summer. I've only just started to think, well, maybe I could afford to buy a cooling fan for the summer that's coming up. It's going to be a very hot summer with all this global warming and shit, so I'm thinking maybe I could go a fan. I've got to try and buy a good quality one that'll not break down and end up on the side of the road like most fans tend to do. Anyway, that looks quite nice. It's not the greatest, but I'm wondering which part's going to be the centre of this job. I'm thinking that's going to be the centre. But basically, it's very hot weather, and basically now I'm thinking we're going to cool down the hue. The hue's a bit hot now. Yeah, hot. We're just talking about hot weather. Sorry, folks, that's a bit silly. But, you know, it's hot weather coming up So we've got to basically, it's not going to be nice being in the hot weather, and sometimes a fan can't always cool you down, and because sometimes it gets so hot that it doesn't matter if you're moving air around. Sometimes the air moves around and it still doesn't cool down, it feels hot. We get quite a few of those stinking hot days. They're really bad. I mean, sometimes I go to my work and they've got the fans blowing really hard, and it still feels like the fans are not doing anything really useful. Now that looks interesting. I think we'll go with this. So the fans are like moving air around, but the air is just so damn hot. The day is so hot, it's just, you can't do anything much. Only the air conditioners can do a good job. They do have air conditioners, but it's not a very, the place is a warehouse, so we do have a lot of open areas where the hot air gets in, even though it's been insulated recently. It still gets hot in the summer and cold in the winter, but it gets very hot in summer, and sometimes the boss will let us go home if it's really hot. I think if it's over 40, we get to go home, so that happens quite a bit sometimes. Or if we don't go home, we get given ice blocks. We get an ice block and a bit of time to enjoy it. So they really look after us in this place, this sheltered workshop. And they give us they sometimes call off the day, or more often they just give us an icy pole to suck on. Nice treat. So let's see how we go. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, right, let's just put this together. That yellow looks quite nice there like that. Oh, I can hear a dog howling. Huh, funny. Or was it a kid? I thought it was a dog. Okay, that's that. And see if we can just gently put these together. It's a bit curly, so it's a little bit tricky. Anyway, that looks interesting. I think we can now call this Christmas. We'll just move that out of the way, sorry. So that looks a bit better now. I think now we can call this Christmas caper quits.